Even though we have everything available to us at our fingertips 24/7, instant food delivery, endless entertainment, and more ways to connect than ever before, we are more anxious, lonely, and depressed than any other generation before us. Why? A psychologist named Jonathan Haidt wrote a book named The Happiness Hypothesis, and he said that we're looking for happiness in all the wrong places. In this video, I want to share with you what he discovered and hopefully change the way you think about what makes life fulfilling. Ancient philosophers debated and wrote treatises on the nature of happiness. But which ideas are useful to our own lives? Think about this first idea that was explored between the automatic and controlled parts of our brain. When our reasoning and our impulses are in conflict with each other, that's when we struggle to be happy. And Buddha describes this using the metaphor of an elephant and a rider. Buddha said our minds can behave like a wild elephant. Our bodies can be led astray by our desires like hunger, lust, and pleasure. Meanwhile, our logical and rational self acts as the rider on top of the elephant, trying to control the elephant's actions. The elephant represents our automatic and unconscious self, while the rider represents our capacity for rational thinking and decision making. This means our mind is always in conflict. We have a wild elephant that is guided by desires in our automatic nervous system, say our breathing and our heartbeat. On top of it, which sits a logical thinker, a rider struggling to control the elephant. For example, we might want to exert our self-control when eating chocolate, so we don't eat too much of it. But our passions, our love for chocolate can get the better of us. Next, let's get into how we inherit our thinking from our ancestors using the elephant and rider metaphor. As mammals grew larger and diversified in behavior, their mind grew larger too. They developed a new layer of neurotissue called neocortex. The neocortex engages in thinking and planning, and it helps with decision making. And this part of the brain is our rider. But we still retain the automatic processing of our ancestors, meaning genes do get passed down to us. And how we go on about our lives now can turn on and off our genes, and that's called epigenetics. And again, you can alter your genes now and pass them down to the next generation. So how you live your life now does affect the next generation, but that's for another video. Going back to talking about the automatic brain or the mammalian brain, this is where we get our gut intuition, our emotions, and our immediate responses to danger. Because why? Survival of the fittest. That's what got us here today. And because we live in a world where we no longer have to fight or hunt for our food, the world is more convenient and more comfortable, but also with a lot more information and decisions. A lot of times we don't realize that our minds are not in harmony. We struggle to unify our choices and our feelings. You might experience this divide when you crave something you know is bad for you, and eventually you give in, despite your better judgment. This is your logical self and your emotional self in conflict. Next, we'll learn how to navigate this conflict in order to become happier. Ancient philosophers and modern self-help books agree. Your life reflects your attitude. But what should we do if we struggle with looking on the bright side? Especially when humans are prone to negativity. Humans are biased towards negativity, and this is ingrained in us from our ancestors for survival. Evolution has hardwired us to pay close attention to threats so we can protect ourselves. We are so prone to negativity. In a study among married couples, partners needed 5 good deeds to make up for one bad one. The reality is, for most of us, the bad will outweigh the good. Being aware of our ingrained default towards negativity can help us to change. And self-awareness is step 1. Now, let's talk about how our genes can influence how happy we can be. Happiness is one of the most heritable aspects of personality. Studies have shown even when identical twins were separated at birth, they still showed similar levels of happiness later in life. This suggests that our genes plays a large role in determining our happiness. So, if our genes determine our happiness, can we do anything about it? That's in part 2 of this video. If happiness feels like it's just out of reach, it's not because everyone else has it figured out except you. It's because you've been chasing the wrong things. We've been sold this idea that we get happiness from getting what we want. The next best relationship, the next best job, more money. But research shows that with every win, our brain adapts. This is called a hedonic treadmill. Our brains adapt and then it goes back to baseline. And then we start wondering about the next best thing and if the grass is greener on the other side. But it's all an illusion. And in part 2, I'll break down the 3 key ingredients for real happiness and how you can weave them into your life today. You don't want to miss it. So subscribe, like the video, come back. I'll see you next time. And thanks for being here. And a really quick note, if you'd like to support me, if you don't know how to support me and you want to support me, you can make a purchase through my Amazon affiliate link. I'll leave it down in the description below. Or if you're interested in buying the book, use my Amazon affiliate link. You can purchase anything you want. Just use my link and that's how you can support me. It's really completely free to you. Or you can just subscribe or share the video. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.